You gotta see this. Easy to use workflows, complete automated form integrations, email and SMS marketing, really competitive price, and without leaving our WordPress websites? Let's take a look at Send from Elementor. If you want to help me out and to get started for free, go to wp.discount/send. This link is also in the comment section and in the description of this video. And then we are here at the website of Send. Now this is a brand new company from Elementor. That means extreme good integrations with our WordPress websites. Now if we go to pricing, we can start with a free version. We have 500 email and SMS credits per month. 1 credit is 1 email and 10 credits is 1 SMS, currently only available in the US, but coming soon through all other countries. Now the first plan starts at €9.49 for 5,000 emails. That means you will only pay 0.0019 cents per email, and that's cheaper than any automated email campaign software that I have seen so far. Add to that the integration is way better than everything that is around in the market, and you got yourself a winner. With this credit method, you don't have to pay for the amount of subscribers or contacts inside of your automation. Now that is very big change, so you only start investing money when you actually are making money. You don't pay just to have contacts. This is really nice. And if you need more credits because things are looking up for your business, you can just scale it throughout sending those mails out automatically using your credit card or using PayPal. I think this is a very fair pricing system. Plus, it will help you generate unlimited contacts and subscribers before you even start sending out mails. Now let's start for free, and I'm going to show you exactly how this system works. Click over here on Start for Free. Then we click over here on this download button. And then log into your WordPress website. If you're still using WP Admin, that's not a very safe way, so please watch my tutorial before you get hacked. Then on my e-commerce website, we go to Plugins, Add New Plugin. Then we click over here on Upload Plugin, and we're going to select the file we've just downloaded from Send. Then we press Install Now. Activate plugin. Then we see that Send wants to connect with our Elementor account. So we press on Connect. Then we can sync WooCommerce with Send. Now remember, Send also works in a non-e-commerce environment, but it's basically the best way to recover abandoned carts and all these things that is possible with this amazing plugin. So let's sync it first. We press on Sync My Store. Now it will sync all your products, your orders and revenue summary and customer details like email addresses and names, and also some payment information, but it will not be saved or stored on their servers. Very important. Then we press Sync My Store. Then while the sync is in progress, we click over here on I understand. And then we're going to add in our contacts. You can click over here to add contacts manually. Then we can just fill all of this in. And after that, we press on Add this contact. But you can, of course, also import a file over here. And then you can just add in a CSV with different kind of columns like first name, last name, email address and phone number. And then we can import it and it will be added to our Send database. And after this, we are also going to connect our forms. So we click over here and we are going to connect forms to add them automatically to Send. We click on Connect a Form. And then we can integrate it with Contact Form 7, coming soon, WP Forms Lite, also coming soon, and my guess is Gravity Forms and Jet Form plugin will all be possible to connect. But right now I'm using 3 Elementor forms on my e-commerce website. So I'm going to press over here on Connect. Then we can click over here on Manage and we can see what's going on. We have found 3 forms on our website we can use. The contact page form, the menu discount subscribe form and the footer discount subscribe form. This is my e-commerce website. You can recreate this entire working WooCommerce website via my YouTube tutorial right over here. It's 5.5 hours long and I'll show you exactly how to create this beautiful e-commerce website. They're talking about this contact form in the mega drop-down menu. I've created one. Also, when you scroll all the way down, we have in a footer, we have also a sign-up form. And when you go to the contact page over there, you see that we also have a native Elementor form over there next to all the FAQs over here. Now you can also deactivate one of these if you don't want to use them for send. But I do want to use them, so I'm going to activate all of them. Then we go back over here to the get started. The next thing to do is to send a campaign. We're going to press on create a list. And then we need to give the list a name that you will remember once you've opened this up in 2 months or 3 months. You know exactly where all these subscribers come from. You have seen on my website that I have 2 different sign-up forms in the footer and in the header, and they both say the same thing: subscribe for discounts. So I'm going to call my list exactly that: discount subscribers, menu and footer. This way I immediately know where all these subscribers came from and what their intention is. Then we press over here on create. Then we have created our first list. We are over here, audience and list. And if we click then on the list, we can choose 2 things. We can search our existing context, or we can add in new context. And if you press on that, you will go to here. But we don't want that. We want to search our own context. So we click on it. Then we are here. We can see all the context that has been added to our website. As you can see, there's a lot of like and subscribe. Then we just select the ones that we want to add to the list. You can also search from here. The only thing that is lacking here is the column which says from which contact form they have been added, like the header, the footer, or my contact page. That would be a little bit more easier. Well, something to fix in the next version. Then we press add to list over here. Really great. Now we have 3 people in my list: discount subscribers, menu and footer. Then we go back over here to get started, and we have to connect it. We have created a list, of course, and then we're going to build our first workflow. So we click over here and we're going to press on build a workflow. There are 2 ways to launch a workflow. We can use a template or create our own and start from scratch. Well, let me first show you how you can use a template. If we click over here, there are different kind of templates. We have cart related, order related, or special events like Black Friday and Christmas sales. Now what you can also see is down here how many emails and how many SMS text messages are in this workflow. So let's first use the abandoned cart recovery. If we press on edit this workflow, then we first going to give this a name, and well, why not? Let's do it like this: the abandoned cart recovery flow. Press use workflow. Now this is a really awesome tool. You can zoom in and out with your mouse and you can just drag it around. Now let me explain this to you, because this is really mind-boggling easy. It's amazing. Just zoom in a little bit. We first start with a trigger. If we press on edit, we can see what kind of trigger conditions are in this workflow: behavior-based or a specific time of the year, day of the year, something like this. It would be nice if you can add here some birthday of the user. Well, something for the next version. If you click on behavior based, you can see once the cart is abandoned, or you can choose all these things. But let's use the trigger cart is abandoned. We click on it and we press next. And it will be sent to all context or all lists except the following list. Let's do all context and press save trigger. Okay, when someone abandons the cart, then we follow this line. We can add in more steps, but it will receive an email. Click on edit, then we can see the content from this email. The subject line, the preview text. This is the text that you will load in when you open up your email app on your phone or maybe in your browser. You will see this text on the top. And then the sender name is info@sendtoapp.com. You can only do this if you set up a custom domain. We'll be doing that in just a second. First, the sender name will not be info. No, it will be support. This is the name I want them to see. Then we scroll down and we have content. No content assigned to this specific email yet. So we click on choose template. Now we can see all these beautiful template designs from Send, and they're just really amazing. Look at this. All these things in the free version. Those are actually a lot. I wasn't expecting this at all. Wow. Nice. I don't want to use a template. I'm going to scroll up and I'm going to show you how we can design such an email. So we go over here to start from scratch. Here we have the email from scratch, which is draft, and we're going to call it cart abandoned, like this, so we know exactly what we're building. And then we can just start dragging content from the right side to our email. And this works a little bit the same as Elementor, but it is of course very simplified because you don't want to have emails get caught in spam somewhere because you've created it way too sophisticated. So you can just drag and drop the heading over there and you click on it, and then we can create the text and we can style it just a little bit. And also, if you don't want to create your heading and the text yourself, you can use AI over here. Press on Get Suggestions and the text prompt will be an email title for abandoned carts. Click on it. Now it's going to generate some amazing titles for us. This one is pretty great. Your cart is waiting for you. Then we can see on mobile how it looks. Really great. If you want to address a person by name, you can also use the merge text. So we click over here and we're going to use the first name. So we can do it like this. Your cart is waiting for you, Matt. All right, let's add in some more content. We close it. We're going to put in some text over there. And then we are just going to type some little text. And then we can also use this smart text button. If you click on it, we can fix spelling and grammar, or we can expand the text. All these things are possible. So let's expand it. And there we go. Just from 3 sentences, it created 5 sentences. That's really awesome. What I would like to add in here is a screenshot of the products that are actually in the cart from this person. Let me see if that's possible. Go to blocks, then we go to products, press on all. Let's see what happens when I add this in. We can also add in a button, for example. Now, the beautiful thing is when I'm going to edit this button, and I want them to go to elementortutorial.website/cart, and then they will go automatically to there. But if we then go to style it, now look at this, this is pretty nice. If we click on background color, you can see we also have template colors and common colors. Now, I was expecting to see my accent color from my global colors on my Elementor website. Why not? It's the same company. And we have my primary color, which is over here 29, 29, 29. If I go to styling, we have all these global colors. I was expecting to see these ones inside of the builder. Well, maybe in the next version. So I'm just going to add it in manually over there. And then we can change the text when you click over here. Visit your cart. There is way more possible with this builder. You can add in images, you can add in the menu. If you go to images, for example, you can also use AI to create images for you. That's also a possibility. You can also go to uploads, and I was hoping to see here the images from my media library. I don't think it's in here for some reason, maybe in the next update, but I would like to see that because now I have to press an upload image. Then I have to select an image from my PC and then I can just upload it. I would love for Send to just upload it from my media library to Send because it has to be on their servers if they were going to send out mass mailings. I totally get that, but it could be improved. All the images are just from AI. That's also really nice. And then last but not least, we also have blocks and the body. If we go to blocks, you can create entire columns. So we just drag and drop it to here, for example, and then we can just select any kind of column that we want to use, and we can fix it with images. I'll put in text, buttons, all these things. So that's really nice. And we can also have on the right side, we have the body. We can change the general settings of our entire email. So that's pretty neat. Now I want to delete it, so I press over here. You can also just duplicate things. Look at this, change them around. It's a very, very simple email builder, and everybody can use this once you are getting used to it. What I was expecting to right click on it and you get the Elementor right click. It's not in here, not yet, maybe for the new version. So let's save this cart abandoned, really simple. Let's keep it like this. Press save. And then we are back here at the workflow editor. Now we're going to select the template. So click over here, choose template, go to my designs and select the one that we have just created. And then we press save email. Now that's pretty nice. Our email has been created. And then what happens after a waiting day of 1 day, we can change this to the value weeks, months, years, and then change it to whatever you want. Really nice. After 1 day, the condition will split. So press on edit. If order is completed, nice, you can have all these conditions again. If our order is completed, yes or no, yes. Enjoy 10% off on your next order. This is an email that can be sent after when they have completed their order. But if your visitor does not buy anything, we go over here. Your cart plus 15% off, perfect match. For example, I think 15% is a bit much for the first time. So we're just going to give them 5% off and of course make a template for that email. Then after 1 day, if nothing happens, if the order is completed, another mail, and then if someone has completed it, this mail, and then the end of campaign. Now this is a really nice example of how such a email workflow can work. But you can also edit a text message. So if someone does not respond to your email, just press on add, and we're going to add in an SMS. Well, it's soon, it's still a beta, but it will be added later on. This makes your email marketing and your SMS marketing really easy to control. Now, if we want to launch our workflow, you will just press over here, launch it. And that means that this workflow is actually live and we can see it over here because it's running. If you click over here, we can pause it. And after you've paused it, you can click over here to delete it. I think that will be added in the next version. But if you go over here, you can go there and then you can discard it and duplicate it. It will soon be available. All right, let's get back to get started. What else do we need to do? The final step is to make it yours. That means that Send can send out emails via our domain. To do that, we need to set up a custom email account. So we press on Set up email. Then we're going to press on this blue button, Set up email. Then we're going to fill in our domain name. And then the sender name will be support@elementortutorial.website because that's an actual email I've created for this site. Press on next. Then we're going to select our DNS provider. It really doesn't matter what hosting company you are using. It will just change this text over there. So I'm on Hostinger, so I'm going to press on next. And then we're going to need to add these CNAME DNS records to our hosting company. It's not that hard if you just follow along. I'll show you exactly how to do it. Then within Hostinger, we go to Domains and we click on Manage. Then you can see on the left side DNS name servers. So click on it. Then we're just going to add in a new record over there. First change the type to CNAME. Then we see over here the name. So we just copy this to clipboard. And we're going to paste it in over there. And then the target is this value. Copy to clipboard, paste it in over here and just press on add record. Now we're going to do this with all 3 of them. And when you've added them all in, it looks something like this. You can see those domain keys from SendGrid.net in your DNS settings. Now please don't edit one of the others or delete them because you will break your website. And then Send needs to verify our DNS records. Just press on Finish Setup and it will do this in the next 72 hours because it will take some time for the DNS names to propagate throughout the entire internet. We are on 92%. What's wrong? We need to import context from a file. Well, I don't have a file right now, but you can export from your current email provider if you have one and export them into here. We are not going to do that, so let me walk you through all these options over here. A lot of them we've already covered, but I want to show you, for example, the overview. In here we can see for the last 6 months, you can see the performance of your total store, the number of products sold, the total of orders, the total revenue brought in by cent. Now this is a very important one, so you know the return on investments. Also really great, we can see how many contacts are added, your top leading forms, email deliverability, and the SMS deliverability. Then we go to audience. Over here we can see the context we have added in manually or from the forms on our website. And if you go to list, we can see all the lists we have created. Then to the forms are the forms, we've already talked about that. And then we also have the workflows and the email templates. Now, all these things we have talked about, but another thing we didn't mention was the broadcast. Now this is actually just sending out an email campaign to your list, but let me show you how it works. Select your list and press create. Then we're going to, I'm gonna call it the broadcast test. Press continue. Then we need to add in a content, so we can of course choose a template. Let's do something like this. Use this email template. Now what also will be added in here that's not available right now are your products. So it will integrate with WooCommerce, and then you can just drag and drop your images and your products into your email so that someone actually always get a customized email from different kind of categories from your shop, or maybe their cart, like the abandoned cart. All these things will be possible in the near future. So it looks really promising. The unsubscribe message, great. We press over here on continue. Then we're going to define the sender. Let's have a chat. Then we have the preview text, the sender name again. So this will be support at, and then our text, of course, continue. Then we have the recipients, the content, unsubscribe, blah, blah, blah. And then we press on continue. Then we can schedule this email for later, or we can send it right now, and all those emails will be deducted from the amount of credits that we have in our wallet. Well, we only have 500 credits left, so I can easily send out these mails to these 6 people. Very nice. Now I can see that this system is going to get really big. Integrates completely with all your WordPress forms, seamlessly integration with WordPress, all from one platform inside of your website. I think this is really going to get big. If you have any questions, drop them down in the comments. I'll always reply. And if you want to build this amazing e-commerce website, just click over here and I will show you in 5.5 hours how to create this beautiful e-commerce website.